Hi. So today we're going to have a very brief live stream. I have to get off and take care of some things. So not going to talk about much today, but I do have some things I want to talk about. So it's November 21st, still going in on NaNoWriMo. And I've made it up to chapter 9. So I have done, like, if you can see, there we go, this much left. So I've done this much, and I have this much left to go. So I've made some progress on the book. I just gotta keep going. And it's slow going. I realized today while I was doing something, there's like with these revisions, there was certain things I wanted to tackle, and I realized, now that I'm 2/3 of the way through the book, there was something else that I should have been tackling that I wasn't. So I'm gonna have to go back. And once I finish this book, I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning and sort of skim through the book and see all those places that I've missed. But it shouldn't take too long. There's only should be a couple of places where it's basically dealing with new characters. So, but yeah, so that's it for NaNoWriMo. And then next is, I don't know if you keep up with the Disney news, but Bob Iger has returned to Disney, and he just left or he was just replaced. So, of course, I have an article from the Hollywood Reporter. Apparently, Bob Chapek was not the business, and they quickly replaced him with his predecessor. So, I don't know. And it seems like, and from this article, it seems like they did it quite quickly. And I don't know if he even knew that he was going to be replaced until it happened. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like, I feel like it's this some drama. There's some drama going on, and I kind of like gossip. So I would love to know the behind the scenes story of how that went down. So Bob Iger returns as hero in waiting to save a battered Disney. The reinstatement, which shocked top insiders, marks a triumphant comeback for the once again CEO, who made little secret of his disappointment with chosen successor Bob Chapek. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but for the purposes of this video, he's Bob Chapek. Okay. So while top executives Dana Walden and Craig Erwich were expecting to spend their Sunday evening enjoying the AMAs, followed by the Elton John farewell concert at Dodger Stadium, the stunning news that Bob Iger was returning as CEO of Disney while Bob Chapek was out shot through Hollywood like a thunderbolt. Both Walden and Erwich tellingly disappeared from the AMAs just before a company-wide email went out to Disney employees. Insiders say few, even at the highest levels, knew the announcement was coming. It was an ultimate triumph for Iger, though of course he inherits the same vexing problems plaguing all legacy media companies as their long-time revenue sources dwindle, and the shift to streaming continues to be a money loser while doing increasingly little to charm Wall Street. One industry source says the Disney board had been divided over keeping Chapek in place for the past several months. His performance on the most recent earnings call earlier this month, according to this account, was the deciding factor. Um, do, 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 do. Sources believe the deal to bring Iger back came back together quickly in the past week. That's crazy. While many questions remains, it seems certain that Iger will unwind the reorganization that Chapek put in place, because they always do. When somebody comes in, they always undo whatever the person in front of, you know, the person before them did. See HBO Max. It is fair to say that Chapek never won. Oh, let's see. Uh, do. Okay, Iger is greatly admired by Disney employees worldwide, which will allow for a seamless transition of leadership. It is fair to say that Chapek never won that broad admiration, though a longtime Disney exec, he was not known to the broader entertainment community. Early missteps, including a messy public conflict with Scarlett Johansson over compensation and a public refusal to denounce Florida's Don't Say Gay law that was quickly reversed after a staff outcry, did not inspire trust. While Iger didn't comment publicly on Chapek, he made some of his views known, such as when he tweeted his own opposition to the Florida law, while Chapek was still trying to avoid taking a position. Oh my goodness. It was clear even before Iger departed the premises at the end of December 2021 that he was disenchanted with the choice of Chapek to take the reins as CEO. But in June, the board renewed Chapek's deal. It was a qualified endorsement, however, as he was extended for 2 years, but was not given a new 3-year contract. In his last formal appearance before the Disney board and top executives, Iger had given a rousing speech about the importance of creativity that many within the company interpreted as a slam at Chapek. Chapek's last email to all employees on November 11th was about the creation of a cost structure task force comprising himself, McCarthy, and General Counsel Horacio Gutierrez that would make the critical big picture decisions necessary to achieve our objectives, including potential layoffs and a rigorous review of the company's content spending. It is not yet clear what will happen to those plans. He was planning on firing people, and the board fired him. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? So, so yeah, Bob Chapek is out. Bob Iger is back in. Oh, just when he thought he was out, they pulled him right back in. So, wow. So Disney. So that's going to be interesting to see what Bob Iger does with Disney as he takes over, and because one of the articles that I read on this was talking about streaming and how they, like, even though they were gaining a lot of customers in the streaming department, it wasn't making a lot of money because a lot of the customers were doing bundles, so they weren't getting as much revenue off the streaming as they would have hoped for from cost saving bundles. But so I feel like the money is in streaming. They just haven't figured out a way to. They just haven't sat down and figured out a way how to make it as lucrative, as other mediums in the past. They just have to sit down and do it. It's there. Because I mean, if cable was lucrative, I don't understand how streaming isn't. Streaming is pretty much cable, but better. So, yeah. But next will be Andor. Okay. So, I talked last week and I said the thing that I was wondering was he going to go back to that planet where he got arrested and get his money? And that was, and that's what he did. He went straight, to that planet, went to that hotel room, and his money was still there in that little shower. And I figured homegirl didn't know where the money was, and the only people who could have found it would have been the hotel people themselves. And sure enough, his money was still there, his guns was still there, everything was still there. Got his money, got clothes, got to change of clothes. They all decked out, looking fresh. His partner had a little tunic on. They looked clean. It was hilarious. It was kind of sad though. He finally got himself together and I guess he was trying to come up with a plan of what to do next. And he was like, hey, just give a message to my mother that I'm fine. And he gets the message that his mother has passed on. And my thing with Cassian is I really, really hope he does not take his butt to Ferrix, where the whole galaxy is waiting for him to come to his mother's funeral. Like, please don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Literally everybody and their mama is waiting on Ferrix for you to come back. Why everybody in the galaxy all of a sudden got beef with Cassian, but everybody in the galaxy got beef with Cassian, and everybody is going to Ferrix to wait for him. So it's like, your mother has passed. And apparently in 2 days, she's going to be bricks. So you can wait. You can wait to go see the wall that she's going to be a part of. Like, you do not have to go back there now. You really don't. You need to get your life together. And then there was the scene between the little antiques man. I can never remember his name, and Forrest Whitaker, where he admitted that, he's like, I'm about to set these dudes up to die, because if I don't, then they'll know I have somebody on the inside. And so it was this whole big back and forth between him and Forrest Whitaker, where Forrest Whitaker was like, well, should I trust you? Why should I trust you? You could be the person on the inside. You could be ISB, So until he finally convinced him, like, if I was ISB, I would have just let you go with him and died along with him. But so him and Forrest Whitaker made the decision to just let those people die. This is war. They're casualties of war. I think that was a movie. Casualties of war. It's kind of mean. It's kind of mean. And then they show Mon Mothma and her daughter, who wants to follow the ways of, I guess, the traditions of her planet or whatnot. And she's ready to be set up to be married. So why? I do not know. Maybe she thinks she's going to find a man like her father. Who knows? Who knows why this foolish little girl wants to do that? But she wants to do it. So Mon Martha is probably thinking in her head, well, because she laid it out for homegirl, how much trouble she is in, how she needs that $400,000, or the empire is going to know that she was funneling out money to somebody. So she needs that loan, and she needs it within the next couple of days. So looks like the daughter is going to have to meet the loan shark's son. And you know something? I felt a certain way about that. I felt that it was creepy and disgusting, but but I already don't like the little girl. I already don't like her. And then with her wanting to continue on these traditions, these antiquated traditions, and put herself in this position, I don't know. I just feel like I can't feel sorry for her. I just can't. And I can't be invested in her not being with a criminal son. So so yeah, so it's probably she's probably going to she's probably not only going to meet that young man, she might warm up to him and might be ready to marry him. The way she's taken to the traditions and whatnot. So that's what's happened on Andor. The antique guy and Forrest Whitaker decided, those people are going to have to die as casualties of war because we have to keep our, contact on the inside with ISB. Mon Martha is most definitely contemplating letting that loan shark introduce his son to her daughter so she can get that $400,000 so she can get out of trouble. And everybody and their mama is is going to Ferrex to wait for Cassian Andor because they all of a sudden have beef with him. The whole universe has beef with Cassian Andor. They don't even know half the stuff he's done. They don't know that he stole 80 million credits from them. They don't know that he caused the prison outbreak. They don't know this. All they know is he killed 2 lower level guards. But yes, let's put the whole universe on this problem. I still feel a certain way about that. I still feel he was not worth the ISB's. That would be like the CIA investigating a gas station robbery. It really that's what it feels like to me. It feels like this is below their pay grade. So, but I think that is all. Next week is the last episode, I believe. There's a lot going on. I don't know if next episode is going to be extra long or how it's going to wrap up because there's a lot going on. And there's probably gonna be cliffhangers galore because it just feels like way too much going on. So, but yeah, that is it. That is it for Andor. And this week is Thanksgiving. So no video this week because I'm going to be cooking. So I won't have time to make a video. Yeah, so no video. So I won't have time to do a video. So see you next week at the live stream.